Hey, Hilltopper family. My name is Professor Pena, and I'm here to talk to you today. I'm here, right, to talk to you about a new course I'll be offering in fall 2019. It's WRIT 3339, Material Rhetorics. And I first want to thank you for allowing me to be here with you. And, at first glance, it might seem unremarkable that I'm able to come here and talk to you, even though I'm not really here. But I want you to take a moment and actually think about how the matter in this room, how the things around us fundamentally shape the way that you and I are able to interact right now. This projector screen that I'm on, and the desks and rows that you're in right now, they may not seem like big things, but just think about the positionality and how this positions me rhetorically and how it positions you. And what you are able to do and the things that you do as a student and the things that I do as a person up on this screen. If you've had me before as an instructor, then you know that I wouldn't be up here right now, that I would be walking around the room and I would be working in tandem with the material of the room. And that's to say that the material space of the room would be, it does affect the way that I teach, and the material space of the room affects the way that you learn. And so this is all to say, and my point is that we constantly are being acted on by the material world around us in ways that we often don't consider. And so let me offer you one more quick scenario. If I was to ask you to write down a definition of rhetoric, some of you would probably reach for a pencil and paper. Some of you would open your laptop probably and type it out on a word processor, and even some of you might even pull out your phone and start taking notes on your phone, or if you're very brave, you might even try doing voice dictation. So two things about this scenario, right? One, most of you in your definitions of rhetoric would probably revolve around the idea of language. It would be discursive definitions of rhetoric. And you might talk about the ways that we use language to affect change in the world or to persuade people. Some of you might even talk about things like rhetorical situations with audience exigence and things like that. And these, to be fair, these are all parts of rhetoric. I agree that language or rhetoric is discursive, and language is a part of rhetoric. However, the point of material rhetorics is that language isn't all there is to rhetoric. Historically, rhetoric has located itself within the discursive, but there's new research that shows how rhetoric actually works outside of language. And in this scenario I just gave you, my point was, in saying that some of you would use a pencil and paper, the point in that is that you become a different person, and that your pencil and paper, or the computer you're writing on, or the phone that you're typing out on, they all act on you differently. And so even though we like to think, perhaps, that the material world is just a neutral tool which we use to accomplish things, the way that we write in the computer is different than the way that we write with a pencil and paper. And those are the kinds of things that underwrite a materialist way of thinking about rhetoric. And so I would like to introduce all of you to this renewed interest in the material aspects of rhetoric, and to see how rhetoric exists perhaps beyond language. So if you want to find more out about how rhetoric can be extended to the non-human and the material world, then I would love to see all of you in my WRIT 3339 class in the fall. The only prerequisite for this course is WRIT 2325, Analyzing Rhetoric. You don't have to be a master rhetorician to be a part of this class and to be successful here. All you have to have is a curiosity about how rhetoric might be different than what you normally associate it with. The first couple weeks, I will spend some time catching everybody up on the last 2,500 years of rhetorical theory and how rhetorical theory has been discussed in terms of the discursive. But then we'll jump quickly into this new vein of rhetorical studies that looks at the material. So if you have any questions, please come see me in my office in Soren 111. As you see behind me, right hand. I have coffee, and I would love to sit down and talk to you about material rhetorics and answer questions that you have. Thank you so much again for letting me be here. Hope to see you all in the fall.